Hello everybody, I'm Knucklehead. Welcome to my channel. And just like in the caption, I'm 25. I don't have a job and I'm living in my parents' basement. um, it's really sad actually when I say it out loud. Um, yeah, I don't really have anything. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have any money. Like I don't have anything. But yeah, I'll give a quick summary of kind of how I ended up here. And yeah, so in 2023, I graduated in December with a 4-year bachelor degree. And before that, in October 2023, I actually took a firefighter exam because my dad's friend told my dad, hey, if your son takes this exam and he passes, I'll get him on. And so I was like, cool, perfect, I can do that. And I took the exam, I passed it. I got like, I think an 83%, I want to say. And I passed it, did all the paperwork, the physical, whatever. And then my dad's friend kind of started withdrawing and pulling back, like he didn't know what I was talking about. So I thought that was kind of weird. And I was number 600 something on the list out of 700 people that passed the exam. And it had been a while since they had reached out to me. So I contacted them. I'm like, hey, what's going on? And the lady was like, hey, yeah, I'm sorry. We only get to about 200 on the list. Try again in 2 years. And I was kind of upset about that because I thought I was guaranteed a job, but whatever, you know, shit happens, plans change. So, like I said, I graduated in December of 2023 and I couldn't find a job for about 3 or 4 months. I started working at a logistics company and a lot of it was like cold calling to try to get people to basically use your services. So you would ship their products for them from one place to another. And it was just a really toxic workplace environment. So I quit before I even had another job lined up. And I actually learned my lesson not to do that. But yeah, I just assumed, well, I have a degree, I'll be fine. I'll be able to find a job like that. And that wasn't really the reality of the situation with how this job market is. Like a lot of these jobs are requiring you to have 3 to 5 years of experience for an entry level position. And I don't know how it's possible to get experience for an entry level job if all of them require experience. But whatever. So yeah, I leave this job in July 2024. And I start coaching like right around that time. I started coaching actually like before I quit that job. And coaching doesn't, I mean, it's high school coaching. It doesn't pay you enough to live off of. And that's not my complaint. I actually like it. I would do it for free regardless if I didn't get paid or not. But yeah, I didn't have a job other than coaching. And so I was coaching and I actually started training some other kid from a different school. I would train him like personally, and I learned a lot about myself and a lot about coaching as well from that. And now he's off to college, good kid and all. So yeah, that was fun. And but then my mom actually was like, hey, we had these career people come to my school. Have you ever thought about becoming an electrician? So I thought, maybe I could work in the trades, be something interesting. I can't find a job in the white collar world. Maybe I can try to find a job in the blue collar world. So I apply and I pass an exam. I'm number like 12 on the list, and months go by. They haven't said anything either. So I'm like, what's going on? Like, I'm passing exams and I'm not getting jobs. I'm doing everything that I feel like I need to be doing. I have a bachelor's degree, um, you know, but whatever. I mean, I still keep my head up. And again, the firefighter exam comes back around because this is 2 years later. So this is around May 2025. I took the firefighter exam And in that same month, I actually took the electrician exam as well. So I take the firefighter exam. I did way better this time. I get an 89%. And turn in all the paperwork, blow the physical out of the water, all that stuff. And so that happens, and um, I get an email saying I have an 85%. And I'm like, well, how do I have an 85% when I took the exam? It said I had an 89%. And they get back to me. They're like, yeah, sorry, veterans and other people who've been firefighters before take priority. So I learned, okay, so my score gets lowered depending on how many other people that have priority over me also take the exam. So I go and I check to see what number I am, and I'm number like 223 on the list, which is closer, but they still only get to about 200. So I'm thinking like, okay, well, I'm probably not going to make it again either, which is, it's annoying that they didn't let you know, but okay, whatever. So then in like late June, I want to say, yeah, it was late June, one of my buddies who works in the trade as a plumber was like, hey, my boss needs help. Would you want to come help us? He'll give you some cash. I said, yeah, sure. So I helped them, and he's like, you want a job? And I was like, yeah, I do want a job. They started off giving me $16 an hour, which isn't great, but it's better than nothing. I wasn't making anything anyway, other than a little bit of coaching money. So I said, yeah. And I quickly found out that I didn't really like working with this small company. So with this company, you start off on a 1099 as a subcontractor, and that basically means that you're basically you're getting outsourced, or your boss is outsourcing for your help. So like you're technically your own boss, but you're not your own boss if he tells you when and where to be there, and you get paid by the hour. I was getting paid by the hour, not by the job. If you're a 1099 subcontractor, you should be getting paid by the job. And so, but he said that was only for 30 days. And 3 months goes by, and I think about it. I'm like, I'm still on 1099. So I'm like, hey, am I still on 1099? And he's like, oh, no, I think you're on a W-2. So I asked his daughter, I'm like, hey, am I on a W-2? And she says, no, you're on a 1099. So I'm like, well, can I get switched over, since that was what the original deal was? And she said, yeah. So they do switch me over eventually, but I'm still going to have to pay a little bit of money to taxes regardless. And now that I don't have a job, I'm thinking like, well, what am I going to do? Because I'm going to have to live off some of my savings. I also started a Roth IRA, and I'm not taking out any money of that period, because that is for my later long-term benefit. But regardless of that, my boss wanted me to go to plumbing school, and there were several reasons why I didn't do that. For one, I was only working 25 hours a week, because they would like to start at 7:30 and leave by 1. And my boss would say, oh, well, you can always stay extra and work longer hours. And the reason why I didn't want to do that is because what if I get hurt, I fall off a ladder, and I'm there by myself, or something goes wrong, then I get blamed for, everything. So I didn't want to do that, because I felt like it wasn't smart for me to do. They didn't provide any incentives in terms of healthcare. Didn't pay for healthcare, dental. If you went to school, you had to pay for that yourself. And mind you, so I started at 16. They did give me a $2 raise. So I'm only making 18, but I'm working 20 hours a week, 25 at most. So I'm making $300-400 a week, which is about $1,600 a month. The school is $1,300. How am I going to pay for that when I'm making $1,600 a month? On top of that, I don't want to live in my parents' basement forever, right? I don't have a car, actually. My car engine blew up. So I'm going to have to get a car. I'm going to have to get my own place. I'm going to have to pay for my own auto insurance, healthcare, dental, all that stuff, gas, food, rent, utilities. I wouldn't be able to survive. And I'm so glad and fortunate that I have the parents that I have that allow me to live with them, because if not, I don't know what I would be doing right now. I would be totally screwed. So Another reason why I didn't go to plumbing school is because the physical toll it takes on your body. I'm 25 now, but all the guys that I work with are 50s plus. My boss broke his neck. Another guy I work with has arthritis in his spine. Another guy had surgery on his back and has got messed up nerves. And then another guy's got really bad knees. So I'm not getting paid well. I don't want the physical toll to be on my body like that. And on top of that, I'm not getting any incentives of staying at this company. And my boss would always complain about not finding good workers. And I'm like, because a good worker is not going to work under these conditions. And if they do, they're going to leave. And I was actively looking for other jobs. Like trying to become an inspector is what I've been trying to do. I actually found out not too long. Hopefully I get that job. But I mean, other than that, like I didn't know what to do. I've always wanted to start my own podcast and just my own channel where I talk about stuff in life. And I kind of always made excuses, but I mean, I don't really have an excuse now. It's not like I have a job or anything like that, but yeah, I don't really know what to do right now. And I don't have a job. My boss just up and just fired me like that, so, and it's crazy because, another excuse he gave other than me not going to school was like, oh, you're not learning enough. And I would start working and they would always send me to go and get their material for them. Oh, we need this. I would get back. Oh, you got to go over there and get that. And yes, my boss would pay for my gas, but at the same time, I'm doing all this driving. I'm using up all that gas. So it's not even worth it. And I'm putting wear and tear on my dad's truck because I have to use my dad's truck because I don't have a car. And I can't afford a car on the amount of money I'm making. So it's just like, well, how do you expect me to start learning when you keep sending me off to go and do little errands for you? Yeah, so I don't know. I kind of got screwed, but I'm still keeping my head up. I'm still applying. The job market's tough, and I'm just doing my best, honestly. I hope all of you guys have a good New Year.